Welcome back! It's kind of going really fast for me, but hopefully slow. No, it's going really slow for me, but fast for you, I think, because you're zipping through the videos. All right, let's put 5 minutes on the clock. 5 minutes. Committed to 5 minutes here, guys, because I know it can get boring. Okay, last time we spoke, we were talking about how when you're on f22, there's a tiny hole in the aperture of the lens. All the light has to go through that lens. It basically is focusing that light on pretty much one spot on the rear element of the lens. And that means that one spot is pretty much, has got everything in focus, and it puts it onto the surface of the sensor or the film, and everything is going to have the same kind of aspect of focus. So everything is going to be in focus, pretty much. And that's often when you see on the older style cameras, the infinity focus setting. That's what they do. The infinity setting is a poor man's way of forcing all the light into one little hole and making everything in focus. If you want to get that lovely blurred bokeh effect where you see someone in like my face here sharp and in focus, but everything behind blurred and out of focus, this is the preferred way of doing it. There's other ways to achieve the infinity focus that the cheaper cameras are trying to emulate, and that's through just basically getting a better quality lens. So with a good quality lens, which lets you get the really big aperture, the 0.97, there's another reason why people love the big wide aperture, and it's for depth of field. It's not just about getting as much light as you can in as possible. That is a great benefit. But the other, equally important maybe, aspect is the ability to get that lovely bokeh, the out of focus effect. When the lens is opened up to its maximum, so at f1.2 or at awesome 0.97, you can see the light now from the far distance is going to come and hit the top there, and then go along the top and then find a point on the sensor where it then is hitting the sensor, different from what the dead smack center. Same thing for the bottom. It'll go and hit the bottom of the lens, go straight through it, and then converge somewhere on the other side on the sensor. Likewise for the objects closer, they're also going to be going into that lens at the same spot, and then being converged slightly sharper on the focal plane. So what's happening is with the f50 or the 50mm lens and the wide aperture, you've got this 50mm is a good example. So you've got this range of what can be in focus and what can't be in focus. I don't know the typical distance right now, but let's just arbitrarily say that it's going to be somewhere between here and here. When you have this object, the person, in focus, you're going to get, with the wide aperture, quite a large depth of field, which means everything in that range is pretty much in focus, and everything prior and outside of that is out of focus. Okay? If we make that a 500mm focal length with the similar kind of setup there, what happens is that depth of field diminishes greatly. You get a very, very small slither of a band which is in focus. And so when you change the focus and you move the focal range this way or that way, closer to the camera or further away, you move that band of what's in and what's out of focus, and hence you get this fantastic bokeh effect where anything in front of that focal plane, everything to the other side of it is out of focus, and there's this tiny little bit of area which is in focus. So that's why telephoto lenses are to a degree, that's probably too much, but if you went to the 107mm, for example, or 85mm even, you get this really good range where it just looks aesthetically pleasing, where you can have someone's face in focus. So the 85mm, for example, might cover a band like that.
Data being received.
Oh no, 5
Data
minutes.
being
All right,
received.
we'll continue.
Data